Oh, damn it.
The game's only been out for 6 years, and if you bought every expansion, you spent over $500 just on base game and expansions. If you bought them at the time of release, not to mention all the fucking cosmetic stuff. The fact that when they put new content in with Shadowkeep, they took out old content in Destiny 2. They actually removed old dungeons and instances and raids to put new ones in. So it's not even like you're getting more content, you're swapping out content, which to me is like the shittiest fucking thing you could possibly do, is take away, like, people who start playing now will never know who Cade 6 was because he's just removed from the game entirely. Everything that involved him is gone. Yeah.
He's gone?
Yeah.
He died in Gambit.
He's all the way dead.
Yeah, but
well, I know that he died, but they removed him from everything?
All the old quests and stuff that he was a part of are gone.
Are you fucking kidding me?
Nope.
Yeah.
Nope.
So, like, I don't know how familiar you are with, like, the lore of Destiny, but everybody has a ghost, which is the thing that revives you. And they killed his ghost, so he's just forever dead. They took the best voice actor that they fucking got and killed him.
Yeah.
They killed Nathan Fillion.
Yeah. First you lost the Dink. First you let the Dink slither away. And now now you're giving up Nathan Fillion. Like, what the fuck are you thinking? What are you thinking?
The Dink was terrible. His voice lines were fucking terrible.
Let's be real. Did they lose the Dink? Because I feel like they got a better deal. Even if they had to pay him the rest of his contract for him to leave.
All right.
Peter Dinklage was so non-involved.
You're not putting the blame of the bad voice acting on Peter Dinklage. Think about how cold and sterile and lifeless that world is. Then imagine telling him he's a robot in that world and then tell him to go ahead and do his thing. That's like, there's no personality in that fucking game until you get to the Taken King, and even then it's like an afterthought of grinding.
And Dinko really was gone by then.
Yeah.
I mean, this is it. Like, we're doing it. Like, we're talking shit on Destiny 2.
Yeah.
It's not only Destiny 2, but it's a seamless transition. Not only Destiny 2, but everything in the 6 years that has fucking transpired. And it almost feels like they hit a time machine halfway through and just reset, because guess what? Destiny 2 is the same fucking thing as Destiny 1.
Yeah, big time.
It's all of the expansions are the same. Like, the cadence of shit has been the same.
I feel like it's inarguable that, like, the talking shit segment kind of sort of works, but it's probably way better when all three of us equally hate something and we're united in our hatred.
Yeah.
And hopefully that's what we can accomplish with this.
So we're basically like the Knights of the Round Table, but instead all we have is like just grievances with different products.
I feel like those dudes bitched a lot for guys who only had to sit around a table and talk to each other. Like, they all were real big, you know what I mean? Like, they were kind of dicks about it.
You might be a dick too if you had to wear like chainmail all the time. That's probably incredibly.
And there was no air conditioning anywhere. Just sweaty
I'm slightly
ass
overweight, and this ring light
trapped
makes
in
me
the
sweat
same
like a
region.
monster, and I don't bitch about it. That's all I'm saying.
I mean,
Say it.
I mean, being stuck in like unfortunate chainmail and having sweaty ass is like a great segue to how buying anything in Destiny should make you feel every time you open up your fucking wallet.
I tapped out around the time they started asking you, instead of unlocking emotes and doing cool stuff to get stuff, you had to just open your fucking wallet. Like, right there, like, it's the same reason I can't bring myself to give a shit about Apex Legends. Like, once
it's just silver, by the way, just silver.
Once there's a paywall and you can't unlock and earn things, you just have to buy them. Like, it's just like, it's flexing for who can rob their parents off the credit card more, is really what it is. Because it's predatory. It's made for little kids, the same kids that'll spend like, I don't know, fucking $100 on skins for fucking Fortnite. It's the same thing, but somehow
kids, you say?
Children. But these are.
I feel like I know lots of grown adults that will spend
with childlike mentalities, so it's all the same.
I don't know. Like, to me, like, I
feel like Fortnite is the only game worse than Destiny. That's it's the only.
Just that you stay on topic, Derek.
There's a hierarchy. There's a hierarchy of hate, though. A hierarchy of hatred, and Fortnite is just one rung beneath Destiny. But you're right. We're talking about Destiny.
I mean, Destiny is objectively the worst, though. I think it's the most predatory. It's up there with, like, Warframe. Like, imagine knowing, like, I'll put it this way, okay? Like, my relationship with Destiny is not unlike that of a toxic relationship you have, like, in high school with somebody, you know, or somebody, like, in college. Like, they tell you all these good things about their life, like, oh yeah, I got a job working working at my dad's company. I'm a secretary. I got benefits. I got my own apartment. And you come to find out that, first of all, they work at McDonald's, which at least they have a job. I'm not shitting on them for working as a service worker. But they were not honest about anything about themselves, and that's the way Destiny was as a base game. But it's that relationship that drags itself out over the course of 3 years, because like as you like are seeing all these flaws and realize like, what am I doing? They start making subtle improvements to themselves. You see that they're working on themselves. You see something in them. You're like, oh man, like
they're going to the gym twice a week.
Like she's going back to school. Like she got her beautician's license. She's really trying to not. She moved out of her parents' house. Like it's a shitty apartment. It smells like farts, but she's living on her own. She's doing it. And then you get to a point where it's just like, I don't know, it's inexcusable. Like when it's like if you dated a girl for 3 years, then she robbed you and then wanted to move back in the next week with Destiny 2. Like, we're taking all your shit. Everything you worked to earn, gone. You want to do this again? You want to give this another shot? Like fuck you.
It's more like keeping with the analogy. It's like, oh, she's getting back to school, but then like she drops out of school. Like it's like for every step forward, there's 2 steps back.
Yeah.
It's really not like, I just can't believe, like, I'm just going to say just up front that I played Destiny 1.
Yeah.
Not like all the way through its shelf life, but most of the way through, sure.
Same, yeah.
Up until Taken King. Taken King was incredible. I just can't believe that I fell for the same fucking model twice. Which
and you bought it, didn't you?
I did. I got Shadowkeep and everything. It's like you release an unfinished game, you know, block off content, and then you release the real game, and that one's like really good. That was Taken King. And so by the time Destiny 2 came around, I was like, oh, well, they learned from their lesson, right? They're going to do the right thing this time.
And they got everybody with that.
I know.
Everybody gave them the benefit of the fucking doubt. We had Destiny 1, and they released, 2 middling expansions that barely added anything to the game. Their player numbers fell off dramatically. And that's when I left. And then they released Taken King, and everyone's like, dude, come back. And I'm like, no, I'm not that fucking stupid. I was cheated on a lot when I was younger, and I finally learned my fucking lesson, and I stopped going back. And then Destiny 2 came out, and I was like, oh shit, I bet you they learned their fucking lesson. And lo and behold, it was the exact same shitty relationship, just a different person. And the same thing happened. They released 2 middling expansions after Destiny 2 came out. Then they released the big one, which is not Beyond Light. What was the one before Beyond Light? Everyone was raving.
Shadowkeep?
Yeah. And everyone was talking a whole bunch of good shit about that. And it's the light. It's they're going to continue to do it for as long as you can, 100%. as long as they can wring more money out of your sopping wet wallet. That they're just.
It's. I mean, like, there's no excuse. Like, I get like a hard reset of the game because, you know, for whatever fucking reason. Like, it's Destiny. Like, Destiny 2 existing to me is already just like, what? Like, you had this model for this immense game that you said was going to be like on par with World of Warcraft as far as scope goes. And 6 years into this, 2 separate entries, over $400 worth of content if you buy it on day one into this, and you still don't have even what the original World of Warcraft was in scale of content.
Yeah.
Like, forget the Burning Crusade and Wrath of the Lich King.
It's a fucking mission selector. It's like,
yeah.
I never got over that.
Yeah. And the thing that pisses me off the most is that, like, not only do they wipe the slate clean and take away all your progress at the end of Destiny 1, which, like, if you sank 1,000 hours into that game, or let's be modest and say you put 500 hours into that game from, you know, you played the base game, you suffered through the Dark Below, which was just fucking terrible.
So
House of Wolves was like, all right, there's something here. You know, Taken King, oh my god, fantastic. Rise of Iron, all right, I guess, you know, we're here. We'll do it.
Well, that encapsulates the whole fucking problem with Destiny, because by Rise of Iron, most of the development team had already moved on to Destiny 2 because they were more worried about making that next fucking dollar than they were about putting out good quality content. And we've talked about it before, and we talked about it on the main podcast weekly episodes where we were talking about how Destiny was basically the WoW of looter shooters. It was like the first one out of the gate, but they can never replicate the amount of content that WoW had at launch just because of the nature of the beast, right? They're doing you got to shoot this guy in the head 50 times before he goes down, and then guess what? You could do that same shit either next week or tomorrow, depending on the lockout timer. Like, they stole arguably the worst parts of MMOs and then shove them onto like an already repetitive shooter.
Yeah, I'll never understand that either. I'll never understand like the weekly thing and monthly whatever. It's like, why wouldn't you let people, like, if there's I mean, I understand why they're doing it, right? Because there's a limited amount of content, and they want you to make you think that it takes a really long time to get through it by only letting you get like one piece of gear per week. Whereas, like, in reality, there's only a couple hours left, but they just stretch it out over 4 months until you get the full set in order to do the last raid. But that's the other thing. I mean, speaking of raids, like, Destiny 1 had awesome raids. Like, not all of them, but King's Fall, Vault of Glass was the first one, right?
Vault of Glass was fucking money. Dude.
Vault of Glass was incredible. Yeah. Like, the Leviathan or whatever it was called in 2, it just felt so uncreative. And you don't even, like, there's not even drops anymore. They just gave you well, I don't know about now, but, at that time, it was like, they just gave you some kind of voucher to go trade for gear at, like, a vending machine. Like, are you fucking kidding me? Who thought of this? Like, it's just nightmarish design. It's just terrible.
Socialist loot system.
Oh, no.
What is this, a fucking bread line?
It might as well be, because at level 7 you get your first exotic in Destiny 2. And I know it's part of the quest line, but still to me I was like, you took away all the ones I earned and you're giving me this fucking shit? Like, why don't you just spit in my fucking face? It would be less insulting.
It's your 3rd place trophy. Here you go, friend.
It was like, oh god. It has that Bungie cheese, which has always been there consistently. We've talked about it in the Halo games, in the dialogue, in the stories. And it kind of like, the only one that felt like it had any real personality to it in any Destiny expansion or base game I played has been the Taken King. And even then, like, Orc isn't a compelling villain. There's no real stakes. I don't give a shit about anybody except for maybe Cade 6. Oh yeah, by the way, not only was he murdered in Destiny 2, but he's been just removed from the entire game. All the missions that contained him are gone. Which brings me to my next point, that as Destiny made room for new content in Shadowkeep, they basically just erased everything that was before that. All the raids, a large chunk of the content that was previously in the game has been removed to make room for new content, which defeats the purpose of an ever-expanding MMO with a consistent narrative you can follow from start to finish. I'm
going to be honest with you. That sounds so ludicrous that it feels like you're lying to me, and I know that you're not.
No, Google.
But it sounds
they took old raids out. I didn't know that either. Old raids have been taken out.
Look it up.
No, I believe you. I love you. And the other thing, like, I don't know if you guys played the beta. Well, I think Scott and I played it together. The beta for 2. Like, the like bait and switch that they did is like, I'm going to say this for Destiny 2. The gameplay is fun. Like shooting people and the abilities and whatnot. It takes a little too long to get your super in this one as compared to 1. But anyway, they like gave you the beta to just be like, oh, here's the one part we actually put any kind of effort into whatsoever. And you're like, all right, I should get this game. And then you get it and there's no story again. They did it again. They did it again. Are you fucking kidding me?
Yeah, Destiny is removing content as of August 23rd, they said, because the game's too bloated. Really? Is it? Is it that? I don't. Yeah. That to me, like, that sounds like when your skinny ass girlfriend who like weighs 112 pounds soaking wet has like a vanilla milkshake and says she feels fat for 2 days. Like, shut the fuck. You're bloated. Yeah, you're so fat. Shut the fuck up.
We're tired of addressing all the bugs you guys keep reporting. Like, that's what that means. We need to narrow our scope down a little bit.
Yeah, it's I don't know, man.
They've got like content circled up on a whiteboard, and they're like, "All right, but there's 4 bugs here, there's 28 here," and they're like, fuck that piece, just take it out.
Yeah,
just get rid of it. We don't need that part. We'll tell everybody it's old content, and then we'll recycle it in 2 years, and we'll re-release it as Destiny 3.
They actually are bringing back older raids repurposed in Destiny 2. They are bringing back the Vault of Glasses and the Rumor Mill. I'm not sure if that's been confirmed yet. I'm not sure if that's even part of Beyond Light, which again, Beyond Comprehension. Boys,
it's pretty A1 actually.
Yeah, I don't like the thing again. And I hate to keep bringing up WoW as the comparison, but if I were to have done, I don't know, fucking the 40-man raids back in the day, and I had gained a piece of loot from that 16 fucking years ago, back when I was like in high school, when I was like a fucking sophomore in high school, little baby boy. And I still have that account active today, I could still have that loot today. 16
and
fucking
you would
years later.
expect to have it.
Yeah, because I would have worked my ass off for it. If you're playing something consistently, whether it's for 6 years or 16 fucking years, hitting a reset button on your player base and telling them everything they've done doesn't matter anymore is fucking insulting. And the fact that there's still over 1 million people across on all the platforms, including like PC, Xbox, PlayStation, who are actively playing this as of today, over 1 million people playing this game still? Like, what are you doing?
Yeah.
You're enabling
this.
They're enabling this behavior that's absolutely detrimental to the gaming community. It's allowing companies to release halfway finished games and then milk it and make you pay 4 times what you would for the actual finished game to get the finished game over the course of 3 years because they couldn't fucking get their shit together and release it on release day. And that's what you see when you look even at Destiny 1. As much as I love that game, as many fond memories as I have playing it, it goes back to what we talked about before. Those memories are who I played it with. You know what I mean? It's about like who I was with, what we were doing, the jokes.
That was the most passionate, I just want to say, that I've ever heard you be about anything in your entire life. Your face was red. I saw sweat coming down your cheekbones. It was impressive.
It's just it's just the point that I derive from everything you just said is that there are a lot more fucking people lurking in the sadomasochism, like subgenre on Pornhub than we all thought.
Yeah.
At least 5 minutes ago. Like, if you like to torture yourself that fucking hard...
You know what the problem is?
What's the problem, Scott?
The problem is that the Craigslist
Scott,
personal ads have been taken down. You can only get...
Preach.
You can't have weird sex on Craigslist anymore. You can only get like a sofa or like a used Nintendo 64. So all these people who normally have someone tie them up and fuck them in the ass, they can't get that weird...
Right, so they're playing Destiny 2 instead. It's like the same thing. They get the same cum from it. It's a very lateral cum.
That's exactly where I was going with it. They can't get that weird like self-degradation, like that... Like, there's no spitting on their face telling them that they're not worth anything and then taking their money when they leave. So, like, naturally, the second closest they can come to a big old fat cum is giving a company that doesn't appreciate them or value their opinions or even view them as human beings all their money for statues, for cosmetics. Don't even get me started on the fucking cosmetics.
Yeah.
But it's actually way more convenient because Bungie takes credit cards and the guy on Craigslist only takes cash.
Only, baby. Dirty cash.
Yeah. Well, no, I feel like the guy on Craigslist probably has one of those little like fucking square things for his iPhone. But he makes you swipe it with your ass cheeks just to feel real shitty about yourself.
He's got like the mask on with the zipper across his mouth, and he's tying you up, and he's like, oh, before I put your last hand up, could you just swipe?
Just enter your PIN number. Right here.
That's like the one thing he's like really sweet about. Like, oh, we take Visa, MasterCard, Amex, whatever you want.
Oh, I'm sorry. Can you enter your PIN number right here?
We haven't even touched on the fucking bugs and glitches of this fucking game either, and how it just crashes, or you finally get an exotic after waiting for one for fucking 2 weeks, and you can't even pick it up, or the game crashes before you can pick it up. It's just poor management. It's awful.
That's why I think it's like an abusive relationship. I think that is it. It does seem like a ridiculous stretch the way I painted it originally, but it's not inaccurate. It's this relationship where it's a carrot on a stick. It's like, oh, she's got a cesarean scar, but no kid. What the fuck happened there? I don't want to talk about it. But
oh my god.
But she's so smart. She knows every answer on Jeopardy. R.I.P. Alex Trebek. There's always that one thing there's always that one good thing that overshadows the negative. It's like well, she's got a dead tooth, but she's flexible.
She's got a dead tooth. The real central statement to our thesis here is fuck Destiny.
Yeah, fuck Destiny.
I would say.
And fuck you if you're still playing it, honestly. You're a bad person.
You're part of the problem.
No.
Don't try to give us the excuse about, I only have a couple hours a week and all my friends still play it. You're part of the fucking problem.
But sincerely, your
friends
are,
were having sex. They came as somebody. They have kids and a family now. They don't...
All jokes aside, you really are part of the problem. The fact that people still keep giving these companies money to make release games that aren't finished are why we keep getting unfinished games. Remember back in the day when a game wasn't finished? Like, I'm not trying to do like a boomer joke here or anything. Seriously. Like, I remember Smash Brothers Brawl was delayed by like a year and a half because it just wasn't finished. Because if you didn't finish a game, then people would drag it into the ground, and you as a developer would never, live to see the light of day again. Like, you had to finish the fucking game. And now with like internet updates, you can say like, oh, well, we just wanted to be on deadline, but we'll finish it later. And they almost never do. Some studios do patch out those bugs.
Well,
But
No Man's Sky.
No Man's. It took him a little while, but
still fuck them too though. Like honestly.
Yeah, really. Yeah, just finish the game. Just delay it. Like,
yeah, like
and when you're paying full price for a game that's not even fully complete, it shows all these developers that they can keep doing it, and not just the one that you're buying it from, but their competitors too. It's the same thing with early access games. Like, oh, I've only like built the base models, but I'll throw it up on Steam for $30, and dumb assholes buy it all the time. I literally just did it. I'm part of the problem.
I did it for Visage.
I did it for Visage. No, I actually bought that when it was fully released. I did it for Baldur's Gate 3, which for some reason makes my CPU heat up. Like,
it's to help during the winter.
But really, like
during the cold months,
just be responsible. Vote with your fucking dollar. And like buy things that are complete and that work. Stop buying half-complete games. I'm just going to start going in circles. I can sense that now, but the point is you are part of the problem. Literally, fuck you if you're playing Destiny still.
I mean, if you made it this far into the video and you still play Destiny, there's like a weird congratulatory trophy that I have for you, and it's right here. Get it out.
Actually, there's a paywall for it. You have to send Chris $19.99,
yeah,
and he'll mail you a pin that says "fuck you" on it. You can wear.
I'll just upload this video in different shades, like different shaders, and we'll charge $20 a pop for the video.
Or with like dumb Snapchat filters, like we all have like alien eyes up here or something. Ooh, that was worth $20 of my real life money.
Sounds good.
I think right now, like at this very troubling time in American history, where so many people have been unemployed for so long. There's no better time to spend $80 on emotes and skins for your character that nobody gives a shit about in Destiny, guys.
But he does finger guns this time with a chicken next to him. Totally worth it. Totally worth it.
And in 3 years, when Destiny 3 is out, I want you all to look back at your really sick screenshots of what your light level was in Destiny 2 and tell me how much all that gear is helping you right now.
Yeah, if we're being honest, on the current trajectory, your gear will be worth nothing in 3 months. You have to do it all over again anyway.
Yeah, I was being very optimistic.
Yeah. If your current gear spec, like anything you've obtained, anything you've worked for, still matters by like up until the point where Destiny 2 ends, I'll be real surprised. But also, we're at the end of their 3-year cycle for their infinite, never-ending expanse of a game. So, God knows the third one's coming up any day now.
Yeah,
that is the marketing strategy, right? Like you pitch people this never-ending world that's just gonna develop and grow.
But then it doesn't.
Yeah, but then you just don't do it. You sell them something else.
Can you imagine? Can you imagine a psychological experiment where parents raise their kids telling them they're going to be immortal? They never tell them about death their entire lives, and then
we're getting weird. Chris is getting
one
weird.
Day the parents are on their deathbed. And they're like, "I'm just kidding."
Wow,
that's not a joke.
I hope not. You would get dragged off stage at the Apollo with that shit. Oh my god!
Wait, what?
No, that's the end. So we're gonna be reincarnated. I don't know. Parent 2 comes out next year. You already just dropped more money. God damn it. Cut that.
Yeah. Maybe not, actually. I don't know.
I actually kind of love that. That might be my favorite part of the night so far, actually.
I mean, I'm fine with that. I'll wear that shame badge. I'll wear it proudly. I'll wear it almost as proudly as a pin that says, "I bought all of the Destiny 2 expansions."
Well, I mean, the pins alone, like I feel like there's a whole community of I feel like nobody knows about the pins unless you're like deep in it. You know what I mean? Like I had no idea these pins even existed. One of our dear friends who we love, and we're worried about, really loves Destiny.
And we're worried about.
And well, I mean, if you saw me spending massive amounts of money on anything like that, like what be it hard drugs or emotes or prostitutes or weird unnecessary body modifications that make my penis look all weird and jagged, you know, like any kind of unnatural, unhealthy, sudden change like that. Like I don't know, man. Like it just seems to me like it's weird that you not only have to grind for them, you have to like work your ass off and unlock something in game, and then pay
for the opportunity to
own something that's a physical representation of what you already have a representation of on your profile for your character.
Yeah, it's a nightmare.
Yeah.
Pro strats.
Drugs and tootin', I feel like, are way more worthwhile. 5 years from now, that pin's gonna be nothing. You're gonna move to a new place and like just forget it entirely, and someone else is gonna find it when they move into your old place.
Yeah, if you have people in your life that you matter to, they're gonna find it and just discard it so that you don't ever have to see it again.
Right.
Saying one of your friends plays Destiny is like trying to describe to your buddies how you have like a really lovable uncle, but he's a little racist. It's like we're gonna go to this cookout. Like my uncle Bill's there. He's a really nice guy. He's a little racist.
You know what I mean? It's like give him a little bit of a just
Oh no.
No. I got my buddy Steve. He's a really good guy. He plays Destiny.
Yeah, don't mention video games about him unless you want to be stuck by the hors d'oeuvres all night long.
Yeah, he's gonna try and show you his pin collection. It's okay.
He brings it everywhere.
It's all he has, really.
He opens his jacket like Ash Ketchum, and it's just a bunch of pins, but nobody knows what they are, if they have any inherent meaning or value.
Yeah, like, is that a guild or is that just a pattern that they sold you for money?
Like, let's be clear though. Like Destiny, if you were gonna make that comparison, which I've made myself to hard drugs, Destiny is cocaine, right? It could be worse. They could be instead of snorting coke, they be smoking crack. You know what I mean? Like, and that crack is Warframe, cocaine is Destiny. World of Warcraft is like, I don't know,
weed probably.
I just think behind every man who plays Destiny, there's a woman who can't have an orgasm anymore.
Yeah.
Oh no, I can't keep that.
Yeah, you either play Destiny or you've made someone come. I feel like there's just an exact 50-50 split between.
If you're looking for all those calcified fragments, you can't find the clitoris too. There's just not time for both. Oh yes, he knows that reference.